Hello everybody, I just want to pull us back together. Here we are, we're working on Mabry Mill, and I've got this beautiful photograph that I'm being very inspired by, and I've made some decisions. I'm going to tell you about those in a second. So I'm going to put this right up here where I can see it. I also made this color note. That's what I call it. And working from the palette that I have, I've determined the colors that I'm going to use. So you can see that because they harmonize here, they do harmonize there. So let's begin. I have come up with a beautiful mix for these flowers. The rhododendron. I'm going to go ahead and put those in so they can be drying. I have decided that I will, let me get a smaller brush, that I will be blurring or softening the foreground and bringing into focus the background. So the good news is that these flowers will be very soft. Very soft. So I am trying to keep that in mind as I just put the colors in there. This is a cad red. I'm using my brush to keep everything soft and simply want to indicate that they're there, no details. Because it's the mill that will be in focus. So using the side of my brush, I'm adding the flowers. There's a lot of green. I'm not sure at this point how I'm going to handle it. So let me just get these flowers in. And the next step will appear. When I paint, I really do want to be aware of what the light is doing. And I'm trying to be really loose here. And just imply and suggest. I think that adds some nice color, don't you? So just dotting it in and trying to represent the value, but not the details. So let me repeat that. Representing the values, but not the details. Actually, I think this is a leaf. So let me just lift that out because we need that leaf. There we go. Okay, with that being done, let's go ahead and mix up the green. I told you, and this works for me very often, the next step always appears. This is Viridian. All my watercolors are by Holbein. This is Aurelian. And gee whiz, I've discovered green. I struggled with green for years, but look what a beautiful secondary green that is. And then I can push it to olive just by adding more Aurelian. So let's go ahead. Let's start to put some of these greens in. I'm going to start over here. Again, back to those two words that I love, imply and suggest. You can see I'm not spot on with my drawing, so I'm just gonna imply and suggest. I like already how these colors are running together. Actually, it's down here, isn't it? Okay. That was a flower. Okay, this is going to be very olive-like eventually. The other thing I'm doing is putting one color next to another and letting them kind of run together. I'm pleased with that. There are some little stems that connect everything, and I'll get to that. Okay. So when I get confused, I'm going to tell you I just move on. And I was confused over there in that corner. So I think by shoring up some of the places that I can see and understand will be able to bring me right back to that corner. Just spotting some things in here. These will just be color values. While it's still wet, and there's a little flower over here. It's really pale. Just a bit of a border for us. So this is just a very peaceful opportunity to observe what's there and just drop it in. I am hoping that this approach will work. So there you have it, a bit of uncertainty on should I have focused on the flowers in the foreground and blurred the mill. Not sure, but I'm gonna stay with my plan and hope that it works. Trying not to touch those edges. So when I put down a color, it's right next to the other color, but I am trying not to touch those edges. This is pretty much one large shape of the secondary green, and then it gets broken up into other colors and shapes. So I'll put down the secondary green for now and then fill in as it dries, just a little. Same here, there is a dot right about there. Kind of an orange or a coral. And again, here's another one where I just can kind of come all the way off. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm just gonna fill that in. It's a little bit of a different color because the orange got, you know, was dragged in there a little bit. Okay, let's see. Let's finish over here. Okay, these are leaves that are kind of minty. So we'll go back to the straight for, no, those are up there. Okay, just a little in here. That's pretty right there. We're gonna finish this corner. And I think just putting in the secondary green will be enough to break it up later. I'm going to leave this corner unfinished. I'm going for a pointy brush. I'm going to use the Aqua Elite. It's a Princeton and it's a number 4. And I'm going to try to get some of these darker like stems. This is Crimson Lake and I'm mixing it with a little bit of burnt umber. And I'm just going to try to start to see. And I do want these to be very soft. Yes, so this is just a little wet and that's just perfect. The surface of the paper is really important. I am now just thinking about shapes, everyone. I don't know how much of this even makes sense yet. Just darken this a little right there. And bringing this forward with some value. Crimson Lake, Burnt Umber, this is pretty right here. All these little stems, we just want to indicate them. I'm going to stop right here on that. Just let's leave that alone. Let's go back up here. And we're creating more little stems. And if you can't see them, just create them. And look for ways to connect everything. And these values, I will just say a little bit is going a long way. Okay, so I'll be moving over here. And just to reconnect with what's going on over here, maybe I'll add a little of this, and I will soften some of this, and we're gonna call this done. But this is really my approach for blurring the foreground, focusing on the mill. So video 3, we've completed. Well, let me just do one more thing. So this is just a little bit of cerulean blue, and I want to see if that'll work in here. And I think it will. So I wanted to see that. This will help me get right back into video 4, which is coming next. Video 4 should start to pull the whole thing together.